Siyabulela kakhulu. Ndiyanibulisa nonke egameni likahulumeni. Ndibulele uMinister we-Public Works and Infrastructure, uMinister Sihle Zikalala. Ndibulise ama-minister akhona la phakathi kwethu no deputy ministers. Ndibulise uPremier we-Eastern Cape u-Oscar Mabuyane, obambiza ukuthi uDarling the Delicious. Andazi ukuthi leye delicious bayifumana apha abantu. Ndibulise o-MECs bethu abalapha, the members of parliament and members of the provincial legislatures, our councillors and mayors. Ndibulise noNkosi uGwadiso and other traditional leaders and leaders of faith-based organizations, and I also greet representatives of business, labor, and the civil society participants, and also Nina Nizbenu, who have participated and continue to participate in EPWP programs. And I greet you all guests who are here and fellow South Africans. Ndiyavuya ukuba lapha eMonti sizobhiyozela i-20 years ye-EPWP. This is a moment for real celebration, because amongst all the programs that we have had, apha eMzantsi Africa, the EPWP is one that has spread right across all our provinces. Ayikho no province enye engayazi EPWP. Ayikho nedolophu enye engayazi EPWP. And this has been so for 20 years. It's one of those programs that has been impactful in the most wonderful way. It has affected the lives of millions of South Africans, men and women, young and old. It has affected the lives of 14 million South Africans. When we started this program, it was focused on alleviating poverty. Poverty has been one of those recurring problems and challenges that we've had in our country. And we decided to start this very important program. But it has now gone beyond just dealing with poverty. It has become so impactful that it transcends a number of subsectors of our economy. In 2004, EPWP yaqalwa phaya eLimpopo to create work opportunities for South Africans who were unable to find employment in the formal economy. As I said, we started it to address poverty. Since then, it has grown by leaps and bounds and now has created more than 14 million work opportunities across the various public employment sectors, with more than 300 public bodies across all spheres of government and non-profit organizations as implementing agents, as being in partnership with government, working together with government to implement this program and address the challenges that our people face. We have said that EPWP is changing lives and transforming communities, and the evidence is there for anyone to see. We have seen EPWP beneficiaries who are part of the provincial roads program hard at work, repairing our road infrastructure to make it safe for commuters. I have been to sites across the country and saw for myself how EPWP participants have been repairing potholes on our roads, have been paving roads, have been taking care of the maintenance of our roads. Here in the Eastern Cape and KwaZulu-Natal, we have had programs that have gone on for years, where families, women in families, have been allocated stretches of road to maintain roads on an ongoing basis, handing down the job from grandmother to mother to daughter, actively involved in public employment. South Africa is one of those few countries in the world that has such a broad program of public work that involves so many people. And through the EPWP infrastructure projects, for instance, the Willisizwe rural bridges, we utilize EPWP participants, and we have constructed and maintained those bridges to create better access for our people to markets, to schools, to clinic, and to visit their relatives. We have seen how EPWP participants have participated in waste and environmental programs, helping to clean our environment. Nkosi Gwadiso was actually saying, leya program endala beyikhona yokuklina zonke indawo, ufuna ukuthi mayibuye abantu bakwazi ukuthi bafumane umsebenzi, bakline endaweni eziningi. Izawubuya Nkosi yami, sizayibuyisa ukuthi umsebenzi uqhubeke uye phambili. Yes, we do want to bring it back in a much bigger way. For in order to clean our beaches, for instance, Upper Eastern Cape, in order to clean our rural areas, in order to clean our towns, in order to clean our cities, we need to rely on public employment programs. where we will get many of our people to participate in this type of program. We now have a tried and tested method of ensuring that South Africa can be clean, and we thus therefore use EPWP to clean South Africa, to make our country beautiful, because we've got people who can do it, and leading abantu who have been working and gaining experience in public employment. Yes, we have seen how EPWP participants have been involved in the social sector, how they've been involved in early childhood development, community home-based programs, how they've also been involved in school feeding and community crime prevention. I was in Soweto just on Monday, Gauteng, and the participants by EPWP who are working as community policing forums were telling me about the president, up in our area, we have gotten rid of crime because through this program, we've been able to get many of us involved in looking after our communities. We've been able to ensure that through public employment, we are able to guard our communities and prevent criminals from doing any wrong things in our communities. And that is how impactful public employment has been in the life of our country. And we have seen how EPWP participants in the Community Works program have been hard at work in our communities, planting food gardens and assisting the elderly at elderly care homes. Just very recently, we saw the great work done by the teams of Working for Fire, abo abasebenza nomlilo, who are the fire teams of our country. They even go overseas to go and do work there. The Prime Minister of Canada, when I met him at the United Nations, said to me, President, we want to thank you as South Africa for giving us the best firefighting team in the world to come and fight our fires in Canada. And their program is a public employment program. The firefighting team are fit, young men and women abakwazi ukwenza ama-push-up are more than 500 to 1,000. Sengisho ukuthi naye udiya lo premier wenu, so bayakwazi ukuwenza lawo ma-push-up, noma nimbiza ukuthi u-delicious, noma nimbiza ukuthi u-darling. The firefighting team that this public employment program has produced is the best in the world. It is well known, and they have put South Africa on the global map. We also have the public employment program in the environmental sector that has become so renowned across the world that they are called to come and do a whole range of other tasks. Now, Some of the young men and women who are part of this program have gone on to be trained as emergency response personnel, as members of the South African Police Force, and some of them have even gone on to become qualified pilots. Since its inception, this public employment program has been a great success thanks to the collaboration between different government departments and agencies. We are on course to meet the target of 5 million opportunities for this fourth phase of the expanded works program. Over these past 5 years, no less than 41 billion rand has been transferred to poor households, ensuring that participants and their households live above the poverty line. The activities of EPWP participants have been engaged, and they've gone way beyond earning a livelihood to support themselves. They have gone on to building a better South Africa, a South Africa that is caring, united, and a South Africa that leaves no one behind. Now, the EPWP program is testimony to the vision of a developmental state, a state that is pro-poor, a state that is focused on tackling the root causes of poverty, unemployment, and inequality. Today we heard encouraging testimonies from those who have benefited from this program. We heard Uzukile Bota ethetha about how EPWP has impacted on his life, but going beyond that, on how in his participation many other people have been involved and have been even able to get more permanent jobs. U-Andy Siwe Mochani rather, has also testified. She has spoken with great pride about how EPWP has impacted her life. Ulonwabo Busakwe has also said through EPWP they've even gone on to form an entity that has employed more than 20,000 people. So Kaujonga EPWP, we are born in an impact which is much broader than just what we started 20 years ago. It has transformed itself. It now involves giving people skills. It also involves enabling a number of people to to start their own businesses, to start new public organizations that are able to involve many more people. The EPWP program has been so impactful that we've been able to also attract other social partners to work together with us to alleviate the challenges that are faced by our people. The National Development Plan, which is our blueprint for transforming South Africa, calls for an expansion of public employment with a specific focus on youth and women. We saw how earlier a young woman having started through EPWP, now runs her own factory, employs 55 people, and makes a protective uniform, not only for government, but also for other companies as well. Undinike ibhanji ethungwe kakuhle wathi sipho sethu kuwe mongameli. We want to showcase what we can do. You don't always come across a young woman in South Africa who owns a factory, who runs her own business, who employs people, having started from the EPWP that gave her the skills. The National Development Plan emphasized expanding our nation's skills base through better education and vocational training. That is what the EPWP has now moved on to be. It says that greater attention must be given, that is the NDP. It says we must give more attention to continuous training for existing workers and participants to provide career paths. The EPWP today is now a training ground, a training process that enables people to get skills. We have now, through the Department of Public Works and Infrastructure, contracted up to 50 TVET colleges. Those colleges must now train the participants so that abantu who participate in the public works program, bathi xa besuka kuyo leyo program, bakwazi ukuthi babe ne-skill, bakwazi ukuthi bayofumana imisebenzi kwezinye indawo. Already we've got lots of testimonies that this program does have a clear impact. It's not just a program that gives people opportunities. It also gives them a clear path to a future. Whilst we are grappling with unemployment, we are able to find solutions. Now, this program, together with a number of other public employment programs, remains a critical policy instrument to tackle unemployment and to reduce poverty. Over the years, the program has fostered a sense of ownership and participation amongst our communities, empowering them to address local needs and also to build resilience. Now, this collaborative spirit has not only yielded more effective projects, but has also nurtured a sense of collective responsibility within our communities. And we are going to use this 20-year milestone, what we are celebrating today, as a springboard for even greater achievements in the years that lie ahead. We will use the experience to improve the quality of the work experience provided to participants. We will mobilize our nation behind a revitalized portfolio of public employment programs. This will include service delivery priorities, such as road upgrading through pothole patching and block paving and infrastructure maintenance. Public employment assists in tackling a number of challenges. We will also use it to address issues such as gender-based violence, substance abuse. We will also use it to support early childhood development. The program has a vital role in addressing environmental challenges, supporting clean energy installation, and catchment management to improve water quality. This program also helps us in the digitization of our public records, giving our people and young people especially a first step in growing the new sectors of our economy. In public employment, iyenza ukuthi abantu babe creative, babe innovative, babe nama-idea amatsha that inspires and excites participants in society. We are confident ukuthi le phase 5 ye-EPWP izawukhula nayo. We are targeting to have 5 million participants in the next 5 years in the phase that we are going into. Whereas we did 14 million in the last 20 years, in the next 5 years, sifuna ukwenza 1 million a year. And we do believe that it is possible, going on the record that we see in all our provinces. We want to be more focused. We want it to work better because we now have experience. Now, this new phase will also focus on more targeted exit strategies for participants, because the exit strategies will be based on training, and they will be based on enterprise development, they will be based on other employment opportunities. Ngoba sesibonile ukuthi i-EPWP is not just a side program. It is a critical program which we need to utilize to create opportunities that will train our people, that will also help a number of people to start their own businesses. We have had testimonies. Sibonile ukuthi it has the capacity and the ability to be able to do so. So we are going to regard it and see it and treat it as one of our impactful and critical programs in government. As we enter this new phase, we must reiterate that there can be obviously no other opportunities that will make the money that we deploy to go to be used for other purposes. And we will also not allow a favoritism. Ukuthi obani bathole imisebenzi okanye amathuba ngoba bazana nabobani okanye bazalana nabobani. So nepotism will not be allowed. So besivume ukuthi abo abaphethe le program bayobiza abakwabo ukuthi bazawuparticipate. EPWP must be there for everyone who can participate. Effective and fair recruitment practices must also be allowed. Today, government signs a pledge to work together to achieve these improvements and yes, to deliver the 5 million work opportunities in the next 5 years. So we call on all social partners, abasoma business, nabanye, ukuthi sisebenze kunye. We must work together during this phase 5 in creating jobs, work opportunities for all South Africans. Hayi laba abancinci kuphela, because sometimes kuna lento ethiwa sijonge abancinci kuphela from 18 to 35. Akunjalongo. Nalabo aba more than 35 years nabo sifuna ukuthi bangene kulama program. Babe part of these programs. Siqhube nabo. So lama program, they will be expanded to all. So city working together, kasebenza kunye kulama program, a social employment, providing support for small enterprises, ama cooperatives. We can create more jobs at a much faster pace while improving e-delivery. Sayibona lento, in the past year, we have created 1.7 million opportunities through the presidential employment stimulus, the National Youth Service, the Manyama program. We were able to get 1,700,000, and they participated in education, in our schools, in our environment, in our infrastructure. We will also assist civil society organizations that are creating work opportunities. We will continue to support entrepreneurs to create jobs as well. And we will do so in our townships as well as in our villages. We will continue to prioritize all our people who seek work. When I told the story of democracy's child, Utintswalo, in this year's State of the Nation address, many young South Africans stepped forward to say proudly that they too were beneficiaries of the great change this country has undergone since 1994. Simvile uPremier wethu, as he was relating the number of initiatives that are ongoing upper Eastern Cape, initiatives that are driven by the need to open opportunities for our people and to create jobs. We heard him say more and more investors are coming to the Eastern Cape. We heard him say we are rolling more and more infrastructure facilities. We are building more and more roads. Usandral is here. The Department of Water and Sanitation is here. We are building dams. Umzimvubu Dam is now under construction. We waited for many years, 17 years. It is now happening. South Africa is becoming a construction site because we are focusing on ensuring that we open up opportunities for all our people. So I say, this province, our country as a whole, will not leave anyone behind. We are determined to ensure voting with all the programs that we introduce, we will be able to absorb our people. The current state of unemployment is going to be addressed vigorously through public employment, through increasing investment, through infrastructure built, through various other programs that we are going to introduce. The 20 years that we've been through have taught us a lot, but the 30 years of our democracy have given us the experience, the wherewithal to be able to do much more. So as we build South Africa together, as we work together, we will ensure that we leave no one behind. So I say, kasingena ku next phase ya EPWP, uma singena kuyo the phase, what we have learned in the past 20 years is going to stand us in good stead. We will be able to kasiya phambili. In a few days, we celebrate 30 years of our democracy. Only 30 years, we've been able to do many things that have advanced the interests of our people. Premier wayenqalela ukuthi apha Eastern Cape, just in the last 5 years, we have built 98 schools. 98 schools in 5 years is a phenomenal achievement. We are improving our roads here in the Eastern Cape. We continue to focus on infrastructure. We have done much more in the past 30 years, and that in itself shows Ugote, in the next 5 years, we will be able to achieve even greater things. And that is why, City, it will be possible for us, Ugote, sibeke a target of 5 million public works opportunities so that we can get 1 million participants a year, and we give them a clear exit path. As they leave the program, they are more skilled, they are more experienced, they are more knowledgeable, they are able to go and start their businesses. They will leave here knowing where to go to get support for their own businesses as well. Our TVET colleges are going to be able to deliver the right skills that our economy needs. So Makaban, we are in a good space as we celebrate the past 20 years, because the past 20 years have not been years when nothing has happened. A lot has happened. 14 million people have participated. We have the experience. We have the knowledge. We've had clear examples of what the EPWP program can achieve. So we use that as a strong foundation to do much more than we have done. So siredi ukuya phambili, siredi ukungena kule 5 years ezayo. Bayathanda noma bathandi, siyaqhuba, siyaphambili. Labo abangathandiyo bazawusalela emva, thina siyaphambili nohulumeni wethu ozawuqhubeka futhi kule minyaka F5 elandelayo. Bayathanda noma bathandi, uzoba ekhona eqhuba umsebenzi omuhle. Phambili ngentuthuko, phambili, phambili nge-EPWP, phambili, mandla, masiqhube njalo.